Hi, welcome to another edition of Rev on the Road, and I'm here now in Washington, D.C. in this beautiful place called Rock Creek Park, and I am hiking with my son Carson, whom I'm also stopping to interview now. So, Chris, let's go through the 4 questions first. So, let me ask you, what brings you joy?
Travel is something that really brings me joy. I always find it so exciting to experience a new place, a new country for the first time. I really love walking around a city or a small town that I've never been in before, just exploring the streets, walking down random alleyways, and checking out some cool things. I like trying some new foods that I've never experienced before. And yeah, just getting out there and experiencing something new is something that really brings me joy.
Okay, great. What do you consider as your happy place?
My happy place would have to be anywhere near the ocean. I love just being able to smell the fresh ocean air. It always brings me joy and makes me feel happy whenever I'm nearby and you get that salty smell, maybe some fish in the air too. That just really smells great. I also love being able to swim in the ocean and just being near something so immensely huge. It's incomprehensible how big the ocean is, and realizing how I'm just a tiny speck next to this enormous thing. That just it's a wonderful feeling just being in that spot.
All right. Okay. What is your passion in life? And are you following it?
My passion would have to go back to what brings me joy is traveling. And I love just having the opportunity to go overseas, to explore someplace new. And everything I do, working to save up a little bit of money just so I can travel a little bit more, travel to a new country, go and experience a new place and meet some new people. And over the last few years, I've had the opportunity to travel quite a bit. Earlier this year, I was in India for 5 weeks, and this was a great way to really explore my passion. And just hopping from city to city on the local buses, trying foods, trying some curries. Some of these fit better with my stomach than others, but it was really a way for me to embrace my passion of traveling, just exploring ancient fortresses, meeting new people along the way, staying in hostels where I could talk to fellow travelers and meet some of the locals on the street. That's what I'm passionate about.
All right. And what would you say, you've been to quite a few countries right now, what would you say is one of your favorite countries? Or, yeah, just one of them, because I know it's hard to pick a single place.
The one that comes to mind first as soon as you ask that question is Colombia. My experience in Colombia really involved a lot of really wonderful people, and I think out of a lot of the countries I've been to, Colombia has some of the nicest, just most hospitable people that I've ever met. Everybody seemed like they wanted to get to know me, wanted to help me explore their city, introduce me to new foods, show me around, and just meeting the people there, I felt like I made some great friends, and that really puts Colombia ahead of the rest in terms of countries that I've traveled to.
Okay. And now you're living in DC, so what do you like about this area that you're living in right now?
Well, right now we're actually just in a beautiful park just a few blocks away from my house, and this is one thing I really love because sometimes on my way home I'll just bike through the park or take a walk through the park, and just being in close proximity to this nature right in the middle of the city, it's beautiful to explore. Whether it's during the winter when all the trails are covered in snow and you can bring a sled out and go sledding down the hill, or like right now when it's during the summer and we can go hiking and walk along the creek and see people walking their dogs along the trail. It's always a great place to spend the time.
All right. And I think one of the final questions is, it sounds like you are exploring your passion, though,
Yes.
even though you're not traveling right in this moment, but you are pursuing it. So what wisdom would you like to share or offer other people or the world?
Always say yes. If you ever have the opportunity to explore someplace new, try a new food, hang out with some people you haven't met before. Take advantage of that and say yes and embrace the new challenges, embrace the new opportunities. Try that food that maybe you're not even sure what it is or if you'll like it, but it's always a wonderful experience to look back and just have that experience of having been to that country, eaten that food, met those people. It doesn't matter, it might have been a bad experience looking back on it, but at least you have a story to tell. At least you can say that you've been there, and you can say that you've done that because you said yes.
All right. Any things you regret trying with the foods?
I mean, in India, there were a few foods that might have tasted pretty good at the time, but a few days later, my stomach really regretted having that experience.
Okay.
And so I guess that would be one thing I regret, but it's kind of hard to point a finger at exactly which food caused me issues later on. So.
Okay, well, anything you'd like to share right now from your perspective of being a traveler and wanting to still travel?
Just always take the chance whenever you have it to explore more of the world. There are so many amazing things to see all over the world, every continent, even Antarctica. I haven't been there personally, but I'm sure there's a lot of cool things to see. So if you have the opportunity to go to Latin America, Asia, wherever it be, take that opportunity and really explore and get out there and see something new.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being part of my
Of course.
vlog.